It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey, Ernie Johnson here, and I'm joined by Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. For tonight's game, we'll be watching the Detroit Pistons as they go up against the Orlando Magic. Checking out the Magic, playing under 500 basketball over the last 10 games. They can do better, and they'll try to get on the winning side tonight. And tonight we'll be watching the talented Reggie Jackson take to the floor. One of those players who turns it up a notch in crunch time. Guys, he can be tough to stop. Can't he, Kenny?
He can be. I wonder if he's named after the baseball player.
I don't know. Could be.
He hits a lot of home runs himself, with those three-point shots, and he's able to get it done. He has a premonition about what he's going to do on the court.
You don't want to be known for being a great player in October, though, if you're this Reggie Jackson.
No, not at all.
No, that's not going to get you very far.
That's not going to get you far.
No. What do you want? You
point to the
your shot.
That was Babe Ruth.
Yeah, it was Babe Ruth.
No, Reggie Jackson did it one time.
No, he didn't.
I was at the game when he did it.
Anyway,
you're
Reggie
rewriting
Jackson
history
has
again.
a lot of confidence in himself. He wants to take the last shot every time. I was at the game when Reggie Jackson did like that.
He did,
and he hit it to the exact same spot.
Oh, my
What'd they call Reggie Jackson, by the way?
Mr. October.
Oh, good. I'm glad you were listening. Here's Kevin Harlan.
Yeah.
We are live from the home of the Pistons, Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan. Welcome, folks, and thanks for sharing part of your weekend with us here at 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. And, of course, David Aldridge is joining us tonight from the sideline. Right now, the Pistons are back in town for just one game and looking to play well for their home fans. They put together game after game, winning 5 games in a row. Fantastic stretch.
And during this streak, guys, one thing you can see on this team is that everybody's role is clearly defined. Every player knows exactly what's expected of them. All the pieces seem to be fitting together perfectly.
Yep, and there isn't a more confident team in the NBA right now. Believe me, none of the guys on that team think this winning streak has happened by accident.
A look at the starting group for the Magic. Fournier and Ross, they're the wings. The big men are Gordon and Vucevic. And it's Augustine in at the point guard.
And you look at the post-up bangers who don't block shots at a high level. More and more we're seeing teams relegate them to that 6-man role off the bench. It'll be interesting to see how that affects a guy like Vucevic who fits that description.
And so it's the Pistons getting on the board first. Gordon a screen. Ross against Johnson. And Augustine kicks to Ross. Over Johnson. Can't hit that one. Now the Pistons take it the other way. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
Executed on the road, stayed focused, stayed consistent with who you are as a team.
I love that, Greg. You got to do that away from home. It shows how connected they are with one another playing that way, and excellent chemistry.
Now here's Fournier. Knocks it loose. Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession. And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, I did have a chance to speak with Stan Van Gundy. He said even though this was their first meeting of the year, he did not expect there to be a filling out period between these teams. He said, we have a group of guys who can score and do it in a hurry. We're going to go right at them and test their defense early on. Looks like they're in attack mode, Kevin. Back to you.
All right, thanks for the report, David. So it's all about getting their offense going early on.
And I think that's the right call, guys. Get that rhythm established at the offensive end as soon as possible.
Yeah, I echo that, Greg. I mean, if they come out here as the aggressors and really get after it, I think it'll make things that much easier on them defensively.
Here's Gordon. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Defense really working hard to stop Gordon, but he's a skilled big man who knows how to use his body, especially in the paint.
Now here's Jackson. 14 points from him the last game against Indiana. And Detroit again with the bucket. Orlando, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And Augustine kicks to Ross. Pass to Gordon. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. Andre Drummond picks one up.
Really a fantastic job by Gordon to bury himself down there, giving the defense really no other choice than to foul him.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Gordon. And you look at Aaron Gordon, one of those culture setters, unselfish, defensive-minded, and Clark, he's a worker.
Yeah, he is that, and he also is very impressive going back to the 2014 draft in the interview process. Made quite an impression. Very precocious young man. A little bit ahead of his time and maturity when you talk about his age now. Stays grounded, even-keeled. This guy knows who he is and where he wants to go.
Now here's Griffin. He's coming off a 10-point game against Indiana.
And also 3 steals, so he showed some grit and determination on the defensive side.
Offensive rebound, Gordon. Here's Fournier, and it's all evened up.
And it's hard to deal with Fournier if you're defending him. I mean, he makes good decisions, whether he's passing or shooting the ball, and that makes him hard to guard.
Now here's Jackson. They've been leaning on him for a decent chunk of their offense. He's averaging over 15 points a game.
Yeah, I feel like they could execute this play in their sleep. Griffin, one of the premier alley-oop finishers in the league.
Great way to see the alley-oop. That replay courtesy of Under Armour. Another unleash chaos moment. Here's Fournier. The scoring numbers have been solid for him. He's averaging just under 14 points a game. Ross, that's good.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Jackson dishes to Drummond. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Jackson passes to Drummond. Clock at 6. Over Gordon. And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Just a moment to look back at how things were last season for this team as we look at the shot breakdown for the Pistons.
And I think they had the right idea. They didn't rely too much on the three-point shot or, for that matter, the inside game. They kind of altered their game plan depending on the opponent and really avoided being one-dimensional.
The Magic have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. And Augustine kicks to Vucevic. It's Fournier on the wing, beyond the arc. Second chance shot. And it's Gordon missing. The Pistons have gone 4 of 7 from the field, shooting over 50%. Griffin a screen on Augustine. Teardrop shot. Rebound by the Magic. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Blazers.
You know, a poor shooting night. I just got the sense they didn't work hard enough to get good looks.
Well, the effort plainly was not there. I mean, they often settled for tougher, lower percentage shots, and that makes it hard to win.
Kennard, the pass to Jackson. Down low.
Oh, yeah. Wow. Are you? Oh, my goodness. Awesome feed there. That pass was on point.
Now here's Gordon. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Portland. And here we go. The Pistons fast break. Here's Griffin. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. One of the most impressive things about Blake Griffin is, Greg, when he gets out and runs the open floor.
Yeah, not to mention his ability to run the break himself. A terrific ball handler, even under pressure, and one of the best passers at the 4 in the league, if not the best.
That free throw good from Griffin.
And one thing that you can say about this Pistons team is they are fundamentally sound, strong on the glass and closing out possessions, and they really don't make a lot of mistakes.
Blake Griffin hits them both. Greg, with the Pistons and their discipline as a team, part of their great rebounding means they allow very few second chance points, one of the fewest allowed in the league last season.
And couple that with how strong they've been at taking care of the basketball. Low turnover numbers as well as points allowed off of those turnovers. And with that rebounding, I think it makes for very measured basketball.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
When Fournier gets going in transition, he's a blur. Hard to stay in front of him when he gets going.
Griffin dishes to Johnson. Drummond a screen. Shoots off the screen with the putback.
And it doesn't even matter that he's surrounded on that possession. He's got the size to pull those boards down anyway.
And that's a case where this deceptive strength that Ross has helps him score over the defense. You can't afford to take this guy lightly.
The Pistons have gone 5 of 12 from the field since the opening tip. Jackson kicks to Drummond. On the wing, Jackson, guarded by Augustine. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Kennard, the pass to Drummond. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Vucevic has got his 3rd rebound tonight.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
Yeah, the half and half balls are going their way, and that's really a function of effort and intensity. You know, the ball doesn't discriminate. Whoever goes and gets it, that's who owns it. Boy, just a lovely dish by Griffin.
Orlando trailing here. The feed to Fournier. Vucevic up top. Dishes it to Augustine. And Vucevic kicks to Fournier. Rebound Andre Drummond.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
Johnson dishes to Drummond. Over to the wing. And stolen by Fournier. And now here comes Gordon leading the break. Let's take a moment to see the squads that have been the most dominant on the glass this season. In 4th, the Pistons.
You know, it's not necessarily a glamour stat, but make no mistake, their top-notch board work has been a huge key to their success.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The scoring breakdown for Detroit.
And so far, these guys have done a fantastic job finding the opening man and getting some easy baskets.
You know, it also hasn't taken them long to make their mark in the paint. I mean, they're doing a lot of their scoring from in there.
And he can't get the first one. Well, having depth is such a big deal for these teams, Clark. As you get deeper into the season, we see how these injuries begin to pile up.
Yeah, and they can hurt you. And you know they're going to happen. You've got to be lucky. A lot of it depends on your preparation and your preventative training, and that's not only on the training staff, but it's also on the players to take care of their bodies, get their rest, and do the things they need to do to try to be ready to play every game.
And Aaron Gordon, a natural power forward, but he was asked to play at small forward last season alongside Serge Ibaka.
And Gordon was willing to try it, Kevin, to his credit, looking to expand his skill set. He's not a shooter right now, and however, with his leaping ability, I think it makes sense to perhaps keep him close to the rim.
And that one gives them a +5 rebound advantage, Kevin.
Pretty clear they're dominating that area. They've come out with a lot more energy and effort so far.
Now here's Matt. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. The drive by Gordon. And then Gordon with the dunk.
And whenever there's an opportunity to drive, Gordon just flies to the rim. Great quickness, breathtaking quickness.
The Pistons have gotten 7 of their first 16 field goal attempts to go down here in the first. Here is Tolliver, defended by Gordon. Tolliver the pass to Galloway. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Lure, and the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
Really like how he used his body, got outstanding position on the boards, and then maximized it.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
And you know, with those numbers, he makes a defender hesitant to get too tight on him. I mean, he doesn't want to get whistled for the foul and put this guy on the line.
And the Magic making a change here. Aflalo's checked in. Free throw good. Lure. Greg, it's been a long rebuild for the Magic, but they really feel they've got a plan in place.
Well, you've heard the front office talking that they're going to win at least one championship by the year 2030. And I got to say, that's an interesting quote, to say the least. I mean, I have heard of a 5-year plan, but a 13-year plan, I guess you'd call that building for the long term.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Simmons.
And defensively, great anticipation, making a play there on the ball.
Well, the thing they did there, Greg, clogged up the passing lanes, playing them beautifully and making things hard for the opponent. That's really good defense.
Here's Galloway. Last time out, he had 13 points. Feeds it to Tolliver. Now the dish to Galloway. A floater, and yes, it's good. And the Pistons lead by 6.
And boy, have they come out strong, really pounding the offensive board for second chance points.
Ultra impressive, guys. Caught them off guard, and they've taken the momentum in this game now.
Now here's Aflalo. He's coming off a 10-point game against Portland. Parked down low that time, and he got the 3-second call. Pistons leading by 6. Here's Galloway. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Tolliver with the bucket.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass.
Now here's Spates. Can't hit from in close.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Smith kicks to Ennis. Back to Smith. Lure the screen. And it's sent back by Spates. And it's out of bounds. The Pistons able to retain possession here. Clock at 2. Smith bounces high off the rim and drops.
You know, it's going to be tough to win when you give the other team second and third opportunities to score the ball.
At some point, guys, it comes down to pride. Start banging on your chest and get after it from your heart. I mean, you've got to at least offer some resistance. You can't just let guys do what they want in there. Here's a chance to take a look at the Pistons and how they rank in the NBA right now.
And let's take a look back at those rebounding stats, because that is, to me, really impressive, that ranking. They've certainly got the strength and maybe more importantly, the disposition to win that battle on the boards.
2 shots.
And that one falls for Aaron Aflalo. And Clark, just how important to a team is it to have a veteran presence on it? Like, how did the vets on the Pacers help you when you were a rookie or a young player in the league?
You know what? I think it's invaluable, Kevin. I was a 21-year-old rookie. I left after my junior year at Ohio State. And veteran players, Herb Williams had been there a year or two. Guys like Billy Knight and George Johnson, Butch Carter were around. And having those guys talk about what it takes, and we were a very young team and had young veterans, but still they were invaluable in terms of giving you an example of how to go about your business to be successful as a pro.
Smith dishes to Lure. That one misses. And it's the Magic taking it the other way. And this is their first time matched up with the Pistons this year.
And they won the season series against this club last year, but, you know, then again, so did a lot of other teams.
Hey, Greg, we got to be honest here, which is really the only way I roll. Neither of these teams are world beaters. I mean, but you've got to start somewhere. A win tonight would be a step in the right direction.
And here's Simmons for 3. Pistons leading by 8. Smith outside. 55 seconds left in the first. 3-pointer. And it's Orlando with the rebound.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
And good that time.
And they've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball in the paint.
There's Galloway. He's guarded by Aflalo. And stolen by Aflalo. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game.
How about the leaping ability of Isaac? When he's got a head of steam like that, he's a threat to jam it home every time.
The Pistons shooting at around 42% since the opening tip. There's Galloway. He's guarded by Aflalo. Galloway kicks to Smith. 5 to shoot. And it's sent back by Spates. And we reached the end of the first quarter. The Pistons on top, leading by 4. Live from Little Caesars Arena, you're watching 2K Sports. And Blake Griffin grew up playing the game alongside his older brother. His dad was his coach, and he credits his brother for inspiring him to work at his craft.
You know, watching him kind of go through the process of he started to get, you know, recruited by college coaches, and then he, you know, really took his game and became serious about it. And I watched his work ethic, and I watched how he, you know, put the time in, the things he did, and that's kind of where I developed mine.
Well, talking about taking the right course, we know that the older brother of Blake Griffin, 3 years older, you know, he played, as did Blake, for their dad Tommy in high school, and they were terrific high school players and 4-time state champions.
I mean, it always helps to have a big brother who's kind of been there and done that and can share those experiences with you. Doesn't hurt to have a dad also who's a pro player either, and also a college coach.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from Detroit?
Hustling on that offensive glass, that's led to a number of second chance points.
And we know energy and effort go hand in hand, and they won't be denied playing with a bunch of energy, easily coming up with those offensive rebounds too.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for the Pistons, Ennis out there with Anthony Tolliver. Then there's Ish Smith. Then it's John Lure, and it's Galloway in at the 2.
Shooting one. This summer, a new front office taking over in Orlando after a rebuild effort that stretched back 5 seasons. Magic fans hoping they can get things headed in the right direction now.
Now here's Mack. Scored the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
And giving up some height, he just finds a way to carve out a little separation.
Yeah, you know, he doesn't back down from anybody, Greg. Effective at getting the room he wants and then gets his shot off in time.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, the Orlando Magic do have a stacked front court. We've got plenty of size. Head coach Frank Vogel said, in today's small ball NBA, we think we can beat the heck out of teams in the paint. But shooting has been a hindrance, and he conceded he might have to win some games, 68-65. Kevin?
Going against the grain, DA. Thank you. And there's the foul. It'll go on Shelvin Mack. That's his first foul. And for the Magic, do you think hiring a new GM will get the team headed, Clark, in the right direction?
Well, that's a good question, but I think that's a start. And again, alignment is so key when you talk about organizational success, from your ownership through your president, general manager, coaching staff. Everybody has to be committed to their alignment and culture. Their current structure has some overlap between business and basketball operations. I think that all has to be smoothed out. But one step at a time, one brick at a time.
And the Pistons with possession here after the Magic pick up 2.
That's how you pass the pumpkin. I mean, Smith really keeps his head on the swivel to get that ball over to his open teammates.
Now here's Matt. They set the pick. He dishes it to Simmons. Some nice ball movement by the Magic. Here's Isaac. It's hauled in by Tolliver. Tolliver's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Here's Galloway. He's guarded by Afflalo. Ennis with the ball. His last outing, he had 8 points over Simmons. Simmons with the defensive effort.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Exactly. Can't play it any better than that, Greg.
Textbook. Nice pass, great catch, even better finish.
Here's Smith after the Magic pick up 2. He kicks to Lure. Passes it to Ennis. He feeds it to Tolliver. No good on the triple.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Got a hand on it. And here's Ennis. He's averaging a bit over 5 points a game. Well, we like to keep you up to date on the fresh talent in the league, so let's check in on the rookie block leaders. You look at Isaac, one of the top intimidators in the league, a fierce shot blocker.
And that ability to send shots away at the rim, so highly valued. It takes guts to put yourself in harm's way and contest those finishers.
Well, he does such a good job of positioning himself, so you have a hard time getting shots over him. One of the best of all rookies denying the rim.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here. And Jonathan Isaac, a 6'11" small forward out of Florida State. You know, we're seeing more and more players like this with the length of a center and the guard skills. You know, you think of KD, of Brandon Ingram, and now Isaac.
So Detroit ends up going with a new group. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Vucevic checked in for Spates. Terrence Ross comes in for Simmons. Fournier's checked in for Aaron Afflalo. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Mack. And the story for Jonathan Isaac. As a sophomore in high school, Greg, he stood 6'3" and played guard. He hit a growth spurt, as you can see.
Yeah, and it makes a difference. I think what I notice most is that he's retained not just the perimeter skill, but also the fluidity. I mean, he's light on his feet and really moves well. Remember, there was another guy that was a point guard that had a nice growth spurt. I think his name was Anthony Davis.
And Augustine kicks to Ross. The pass to Fournier, picked by Vucevic. Here's Isaac, shoots over Griffin. Count that one from Isaac. Isaac's got 7 points for the quarter.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Jackson kicks to Griffin. 16 feet away. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. And that's now 6 points for Blake Griffin. The Magic have gone 6 of 8 from the field in the second quarter. Kicks to Vucevic. To the wing on the left. Fournier for 3. A second chance effort. And Vucevic with the layup. And the Magic lead by 1.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Here's Isaac. Score the bucket. He's made 5 so far, shooting a very clean 5 of 7. And look at how the hustle game has been going for Orlando.
They've come out in attack mode on the defensive end. They've applied pressure and forcing turnovers.
They also came out of the locker room with their running shoes on. I mean, their transition game has been full throttle.
And Drummond is right there. Drummond's got 6 points.
Boy, I like the activity of Drummond on the glass. I mean, he's so big and active. Excellent timing and hands, always pounding and grinding for offensive rebounds.
Now here is Augustine. 14 points from him the last game against Portland.
Yeah, passed the ball well that last time out. Pinpoint passes and racked up a bunch of assists.
The Pistons trailing. Kennard, the pass to Jackson. Trying to find Johnson. He's got it now. The feed to Drummond. Makes it off the glass. Drummond's got 4 this quarter.
He doesn't do some of the damage that other big men do on the perimeter, but inside, Drummond's got just as much game as anybody.
Now here's Ross. 20 points for him last game against Portland. And Augustine kicks to Ross. 5 on the clock to the paint. Here's Isaac. Misses off the left iron.
He must hit that shot. I mean, the defense, non-factor. Very surprising he missed it.
Drummond sets the screen for Jackson. Picked by Griffin. Johnson kicks to Drummond. Great D that time from Vucevic.
Now, that's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
And when you look at what the Pistons have done, pretty clear this is a team that has a vision of who they want to be. Strong defensively, really good at rebounding the basketball, and I think deliberate and patient on the offensive side of the floor.
Shooting 2.
That's good from Isaac. And with the Pistons, this has been the identity the team has been aiming for under Stan Van Gundy. It's taken shape, but has yet, Greg, to produce big results.
I think it's because they've just always been 1 or 2 pieces short of making that next jump. I think the conference has gotten stronger, and while their best players are really good, I don't think they're quite at that elite level yet to allow this group to take that next step.
Well, Clark, you've been in the booth for so long, but I have to ask, have you ever toyed with the idea of coaching or working in some team's front office? I know you did briefly for the Pacers.
Yeah, I did, and I enjoyed it. I was working in player relations, player development with our guys off the court, and loved it, but it just wasn't something I could sustain at this season in my life. Not interested in coaching. I've never really been, because my career path went towards broadcasting right after I got done playing, and I've paid my dues and have grown in this profession. And I would want to do the same thing in coaching, and I just don't have enough time in front of me to do that. So I'm happy to be around the game in this capacity. Coaching never lets up. I get an off season as a broadcaster.
Yes. From the left block, that one a little long. Detroit's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Outside Jackson. Pistons passing it around. Here's Kennard. He's guarded by Fournier. Drummond sets the screen for Griffin. Vucevic with the block.
Hey, that expansive reach of Vucevic's really helps him on the defensive end. He uses that length to really bother the confidence of shooters.
Now here is Augustine. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Vucevic with the bucket. The Pistons have gone 7 of 16, shooting just under 50% here in the second quarter. Griffin a screen on Augustine. Jackson kicks to Drummond. Pass to Griffin. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to be on Aaron Gordon.
And Blake Griffin is just an incredible athlete, explosive and great balance and mobility, powerful. A big guy who can flat out throw it down, and he also can pass it too.
No good on that one. And for the young players on the Magic, how much tougher is it to develop when a team is continually changing their coaching staff?
Well, Kevin, we've seen it. I mean, when you have multiple turnover, particularly in key front office or coaching positions, that's very difficult for the players. It's disorienting. 4 different coaches in the last 3 years. At some point, you have to set your anchor and sail accordingly.
So he comes up empty, missing both. Orlando's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Three-pointer Augustine drills the three-pointer. Augustine's got the lead up to 3 now for Orlando.
Yeah, and Augustine continues to get it done from deep, Kevin. A consistent 3-ball shooter who gets his shot up in a hurry.
And Fournier kicks to Augustine. And it's Vucevic missing.
A highlight reel play all the way, just can't connect.
I thought the pass looked good and just came up a skosh short, but I like the initiative and the intention.
Here's Augustine following the basket by Stanley Johnson. Pass to Gordon. Dishes to Vucevic. Over Drummond, and it's sent back by Drummond.
Drummond mixes defensive smarts with elite physical tools, and that's what makes him a solid defender. He's going to get his hands on a few shots each and every game.
Now here's Gordon. 7 points in the game. Picked by Vucevic. And it's Gordon missing. It's stolen by Vucevic. Here's Isaac. And it's sent back by Drummond. Fires from 14. Shots good by Kennard. Kennard's got 8 points. 8 lead changes now, and we're still just in the first half.
And I'm not sure I've seen a game with more lead changes this early.
Lob pass to Gordon. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Jackson dishes to Drummond, and it's Drummond with the jam.
And when he gets himself into the right position, Drummond so powerful in terms of finishing at the rim. The only way to prevent that alley-oop is to keep him from getting to the launching pad in the first place.
And it'll be Orlando with their first time out of the game right here. The last season for Reggie Jackson, he just couldn't get back to full strength. Missed a lot of time, Greg, as you know, with that injury to start the year. And even when he returned, his legs wouldn't cooperate and give him his usual burst and acceleration.
Yeah, and you can see it in Jackson's performance and really the numbers. Steep drop in production from what he had been putting up, and very dependent on his burst. So hopefully he can avoid any leg troubles moving forward.
The Magic making a switch here. Spates checked in for Vucevic. Jonathan Simmons comes in for Isaac. Aaron LaFleur is checked in for Evan Fournier. And Shelvin Max subbed in for Augustine.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
For Orlando, they have made 7 out of 9 when they've stepped to the line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. Both good from the line that time. The Pistons leading. 1:16 left to play in the first half. Excellent use of the screen that time. Lure's got 11 points.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
I think he's got to be more aggressive, stronger, getting through those screens. Can't allow shooters that kind of space to pull the trigger.
And that one drops.
And I like the fact that he really was unfazed by that scoreless first quarter, and now you can see him getting into a rhythm.
And it's Drummond missing. Orlando's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Spates with a screen on Smith. Mack the pass to Spates. No good with the triple.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Drummond the screen. Here's Smith. Feeds to Lure. From outside, off the mark. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Simmons with it. Now guarded by Ennis. And Simmons kicks to Mack. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. For Orlando, they have shot 9 of 11 at the free throw line.
Two shots.
That one is off. The Pistons making a change here. Good on the second free throw. Here's Galloway. He's guarded by Afflalo. Lure the screen. Smith for 3. Andre Drummond has been on display for Detroit. His work on the glass was outstanding in that quarter. Great rebounding. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Frank Vogel. Coach, your team is down at the half. What has to change?
Well, it's still early in the game. Okay, we're a little bit out of sync offensively. We just got to get into a rhythm.
Good passes lead to good offense. Thanks, Coach. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime show on 2K Sports. Andre Drummond having an outstanding game. He had 12 points, 2 block shots, and a monster amount of rebounds. Kenny, what's your take on Detroit so far?
So far, I love their commitment on the glass. Even when they were playing well, their rebounding remained a priority. And so far, the other side hasn't matched their efforts.
Shaq, what'd you think about Orlando?
Well, the reserves came in and played like starters. Gave them some big points off the bench. It'll be no surprise to see them get more minutes in the second half. They definitely deserve it. Though sometimes when you get more minutes, you get exposed. We shall see.
So that'll do it for now as we send you courtside with Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K crew for the start of the second half.
We get set to return to the action now as a barge heads down the Detroit River toward Lake Erie. Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. Andre Drummond has been sensational.
Yeah, and the fact he's posted a double-double with about half the game left to play, that's impressive.
And you know what, Greg? He's showing no signs of slowing down now. This game has been all him, and he's been a force.
Orlando trailing here. On the court for Orlando, Augustine and Fournier are in the backcourt. Ross is the 3 with Gordon at the 4. And it's Vucevic in at the 5 down low. For 3, Fournier, and good. Coming in on the assist by DJ Augustine. Augustine's got his 4th assist in this one. Here's Kennard. Drummond a screen. Augustine with the steal. Here we go, one-on-one. Fournier, that's for 2. Here's Vucevic, another shot. Griffin with some nice D. And for the Pistons, they're shooting from the field, 44%, not bad. And Drummond kicks to Jackson. Back to Drummond. Looks good, is good. That's his 7th basket in 12 tries. And Clark, you were around Coach Frank Vogel quite a bit during his run as head coach of the Pacers. When you look back on it, what stands out?
His preparation. He's an eager learner. He's meticulous in his detail. He's even-keeled and extremely positive. I think he's an outstanding young coach, and good to see him having a team that he can have an opportunity to build and shape into a playoff contender at some point.
And so it's Detroit with the ball. The Magic getting the bucket. Griffin's shot is off. Orlando leading. Back to Gordon. Augustine dishes to Ross. Stolen by Jackson. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. And then Griffin with the dunk.
And you can see the importance of that steal. Really a 4-point swing with the conversion at the other end.
It was beautiful the first time, but Under Armour showing us the replay of that tremendous alley-oop again. Another unleash chaos moment. Now here's Vucevic. He's been a factor in their offense on most nights with his scoring average at nearly 16 points a game. Here's Vucevic. And it's sent back by Drummond. Outside Jackson. Passes it to Kennard. Drummond the screen. Gordon against Griffin. The Pistons working the ball around now. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Jackson. Banked in off the glass. Jackson's got 5 now.
Guys, they've had a solid start to the second half offensively. Gotten good looks, and they've made 3 out of 4 of them.
Jackson against Augustine. Feeds it to Gordon. And taken away by Johnson. Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now. Vucevic with the block. They recover it. The Magic have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. Gordon. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Well, you know, as the NBA continues to change, Nikola Vucevic is an interesting case study. He's got the skill level for today's game, but the question is, does he have the mobility? He's not that quick of foot, and that's been problematic for him.
He misses the free throw. And more than ever before, the NBA requires big men to cover a lot of ground. Vucevic looking to keep up.
Yeah, Vucevic, I think, is really a terrific rebounder and passer, and you can see all of his positives. He can score on the block and make the three-point shot. I think it's just a matter of him consistently tying all of that together.
And more than ever, we see great passers at the 4 and 5 positions in the NBA. Clark, who do you think are some of the better big men passing in the league right now?
Well, there are a number of guys that fall into that category. I love Marc Gasol out of Memphis. I mean, this guy has a nice touch shooting it and passing the ball, good feel for the game. Blake Griffin, highly skilled as a passer, particularly facing the basket. Really makes it tough for the defense. Those two guys, Draymond Green, you'd have to throw into that group as well. Nice big man passer. And even David West, although a role player, David can find open teammates as well as any big guy.
They get it back. And it's sent back by Drummond. And he's able to get it back. Here's Kennard. He's guarded by Fournier. And it goes down 2 points. Kennard's got 10.
Their interior has been inferior defensively. It has got to tighten up.
You're right. Oh, man. Hey, listen, Gordon once jumped over a mascot while putting the ball under his legs in a dunk contest. I mean, he's one of the most ridiculous athletes and dunkers we have in the game.
Lobbed up there for Drummond.
Yeah, these defenders just look a bit overmatched, especially inside.
The Magic trail by 5. Augustine with it, guarded now by Jackson. They set the pick. Augustine passes to Fournier, and good. Coming in on the assist by DJ Augustine.
That's Fournier's specialty, the long-distance bomb that really hand-ties defenses.
Here's Jackson, and Vucevic pulls it down. Vucevic has got rebound number 13 with that last one. And it's Gordon missing, and Aaron Gordon gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. And Orlando making a change here. Isaac's checked in. The Pistons have gone 6 of 10 from the field in the third quarter. Drummond a screen. There's Jackson with the 3. It's hauled in by the Magic. Vucevic has got 14 rebounds tonight, going after it.
No other way to put it, just a poor shooting performance for him, but luckily his teammates have picked up the slack.
Snatched up for the tie. Fournier in the corner. And the go-ahead bucket, no good. The Pistons lead it. Griffin kicks to Jackson. It's blocked.
What a wingspan Isaac has. I mean, this guy is incredible at denying shots, and he loves to do it.
And a chance now to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Magic.
We've seen them make the extra effort from a defensive standpoint, closing out airspace and sending shots back.
You know, adding on to that, we can't fail to mention all the steals they piled up, too. I mean, that's making a big difference. They've really gotten into them defensively.
As we approach the fourth quarter, still anyone's ball game.
Yeah, neither team able to create much of a cushion.
And Augustine kicks to Vucevic, and stolen by Drummond. The dish now to Johnson. Here's Jackson, and good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points. Jackson's got 9 points.
And of the last 6 baskets, 5 have come on the interior. This is just smash mouth physical basketball, guys.
For 3, Fournier. No good that time. And the Pistons now going the other way. They've led by as much as 10.
Tell you what, Kevin, it would be helpful if he would start to contribute a little more on offense, because when he's missing, it makes it really hard for this team.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
And now here's Johnson, the fast break chance. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Pistons.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
And how about the work they're doing also on the offensive glass? Creating those extra opportunities has been critical.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Spates checked in for Vucevic. Jonathan Simmons comes in for Terrence Ross. Aaron Aflalo, he's checked in for Fournier. And Shelvin Max subbed in for Augustine. And he sinks the second. And Orlando has possession, trailing by 4. And Aflalo kicks to Mack. There's a good screen. He dishes it to Simmons. 4 on the shot clock. The Magic again can't hit. Detroit leading by 4. In the corner, it's Galloway. He kicks it to Tolliver. On the wing, Johnson. We take a second here to take a look at the shot chart for the Pistons.
Well, when you have a whole team that is locked in, this is what your shot chart looks like. They are moving the ball well and taking shots with confidence. When this team comes out and is knocking it down from all over like they are right now, they are one of the toughest in the league to beat.
Roof shot.
And that one falls for Johnson. And both free throws good for Johnson. The Magic trail by 6. Now Mack, 5 points in the game. Pass to Isaac. Aflalo left side, looking to end the run, and that's 2 points on the layup.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
Smith dishes to Tolliver. Back to Smith. Nice ball movement by Detroit. And out of bounds is the Magic. Will gain possession.
We've got a moment now to see how the Magic are doing in the NBA rankings right now.
And the ball has been moving just beautifully for them. There's that trust that when you get open, the ball will find you and also find you on time. You see guys cut harder, and it becomes infectious.
Spades with a screen on Smith. Here's Mack. The layup off target.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Exactly. Can't play it any better than that, Greg.
Yeah, that's just poor decision making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Greg, I just think he was in a hurry. He flat out rushed it. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking there. He actually was in a brain neutral position.
Smith kicks to Tolliver. Had the space there, but it's offline.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
And Spades has it in the corner. Now here's Matt. Not a lot of room. Here's Isaac. Another miss by Orlando. Pistons leading by 4. Here's Galloway. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Johnson's got 3 assists in the game. Orlando's gone 3 of 7 from three-point range here in quarter number 3. Mack the pass to Simmons. Aflalo outside. 13 feet away. The shot is good off the backboard. Aflalo's got 6.
That mid-range jumper is just another one of his weapons.
And now the first timeout called here for Detroit.
you can sense he wasn't happy with how things are going here. Probably looking to change it up a bit.
Nothing wrong with that. You got to be flexible. When something isn't working, you adjust, you modify, you go to something else. That's what the best coaches do.
James Ennis, he'll check in for the Pistons. Gordon's checked in for the Magic.
And with the pause in the action, let's look at the numbers for Simmons. He's putting up 9 points a game, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. And you look at those numbers, not bad, but guys, I think he can do better, and he knows it.
And he has high expectations for himself as well, guys, but he just hasn't delivered fully on his potential yet. That's what they want. A good look from the mid-range game, hey, but unfortunately they came up empty.
Gordon dishes to Simmons. Back to Gordon. And the bucket counts. 3-point chance here.
Aaron Gordon is no pushover. Far from it. I mean, with the ability to knock down shots despite contact, this young fella's impressive.
This will make 4 trips to the line so far in the game.
I like that Gordon is a versatile guy who can play both forward spots. He's a terrific athlete who continues to improve.
Smith kicks to Lure. Screen by Smith. Lure the pass to Ennis. Banked in off the glass. And the Pistons lead by 3.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
1:04 left in the third quarter of the game. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
And really a good job spotting his teammate near the bucket and then just pinpoint passing for the finish.
The Pistons have made 7 free throws and missed 3 in this game.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And the free throw off from Lure. The Magic trail by 5. And it's Simmons penetrating. And the rejection by Smith.
Boy, the deceptive reach of Smith striking again. Boy, he really gives it to you in terms of effort on defense.
He feeds it to Ennis. And he elevates for the slam dunk. Maurice Speeds did not like that.
And this sort of awesome dunk is one of the reasons this team is in charge of this game.
Well, there's a swagger out there. You can see it on the court that they possess and are not afraid to show it either.
Boy, and I used to love going up and jamming it down like that, guys.
Here's Tolliver. That's good. And so Galloway with the assist. And now a 9-point Detroit lead.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And Greg, you know nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
Spates kicks to Aflalo. Will it go? And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And you don't ever want to get into the habit of letting the offense get to the rim.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, that's the message they were sending with that foul. Nothing easy inside.
And Aflalo drops them both.
Just solid. Really one of the very best there is at the free throw line.
No good. Shot missing. And so it's Detroit, bringing the quarter to a close with a 7-point lead. They've dictated the pace, pushed the ball at every chance, and it's paying off for them. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And meanwhile, Frank Vogel talking to his team.
Play for each other, creators and receivers. Okay, share the ball. Here we go.
On everyone on the same page offensively, Frank Vogel saying to each man, do it for your teammates.
And, you know, I love the fact that he's promoting the spirit, the camaraderie between his guys. When they're working together, they are a lot harder to stop.
Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play getting started. Anthony Tolliver out there with Ennis. Then it's John Lure. Then there's Ish Smith. And it's Galloway in at the shooting guard position. That's the group for Detroit right now. And that one falls for Aaron Aflalo. And so Aaron Aflalo nails both of them. Detroit leading by 5. Here's Smith. Lure the screen. Smith kicks to Lure. And the shot falls short this time. And for the Magic, they're shooting not great, 40% for the game. Simmons. And it's Lure with the rebound.
The defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside.
And it's blocked by Gordon.
Good defensive instincts there displayed by Gordon. Reading the shooter all the way and timing the rejection perfectly.
Here's Spates. Lays it in without an inch of room around him.
Defensive rebounding, just such a crucial part of the game.
Yeah, it's finishing your defense, Greg. We know that. You can defend, then you got to rebound the miss, and you got to get to the glass with intensity.
Lure against Spates. 6 to shoot. Here's the floater. 2 points. That one goes. And the Pistons lead by 5.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
Now a timeout called by Orlando. So both teams changing it up here. And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Well, guys, during that last timeout, I listened to Frank Vogel talk to his team. And even though they're down, he was confident. He said, look, guys, I've got all the confidence in the world in you. We've been down this road before. You know what we need to do. Kevin, let's see if they can overcome this deficit.
Thanks, David.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
And I say, hey, if it keeps working, go to it. Stay with it. I mean, until the defense responds and provides more resistance, keep making them pay.
Left side, Griffin. Over Gordon. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. And now a 9-point Piston lead.
Yeah, how about the strength and focus there of Griffin? Absorbs the hit and still finishes.
Jackson against Augustine. At the elbow, it's Gordon. Back to Augustine. The Magic need to get a shot off here. No good from Ross.
A good job by him on the glass here tonight. +8 in that department.
And the Pistons making a change here. Drummond's checked in. Pistons leading by 9. Ennis sets the screen for Jackson. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson.
Bad turnover, plain and simple. No other way to describe it. I mean, he just threw it out of bounds.
A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
And it's Gordon missing. The Pistons have gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. And Jackson gets it to go.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
If you can't stop it, here it comes. I'm right at you.
Ross with it, now guarded by Ennis. They set the screen. Gordon kicks to Ross. Clock at 6. Back to Gordon. Shot to stop the run. Once again off the mark, Orlando. The Pistons have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far here in the fourth. A pretty nice efficiency there. Jackson dishes to Griffin. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
On the wing, Gordon, defended by Griffin. Augustine from outside. That shot off. Now the Pistons take it the other way. They can look forward to the American Airlines Center after this game. They'll match up against Dallas. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip. And they'll keep possession. They get it back. The Magic trail by 13. Another miss by Orlando.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
For 3, Fournier knocks down the 3 ball. Fournier's got 9 points here in the second half.
Now this is more like it. 9 points for him from 3-point range this half. That's 9 more than he had in the first.
Jackson, that's good. And the Pistons lead by 14.
Well, nothing was going down for him in the first half, but since the break, he's been on target.
Fournier. Here's Ross. Down through the hoop it goes. That's his 5th make on 9 shots from the floor.
Wow, has he flipped a switch at halftime. Much more effective here in the second half.
Jackson passes to Ennis. Kicks to Drummond. Griffin against Gordon. Another shot. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Blake Griffin. Stanley Johnson, he's checked in for Ennis. Griffin hits them both. And Clark, we saw this a bit last season. When a team is up and it's garbage time, are there unwritten rules as far as shooting or scoring go?
I think you always want to play within the spirit of the game, the spirit of the rules, the respect of the game, and the respect of your opponent. So to me, that should be, you try to always do what's right and just and fair at all times. And late game situations create an environment where you want to always take the high road and play the game with a honoring attitude towards your opponents and the game.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg.
Well, I like the way he capped off that drive. The one-hand hole punch.
And it's Drummond missing.
Yeah, that's just poor decision-making. He's got to be better in those situations.
Greg, I just think he was in a hurry. He flat out rushed it. I mean, I don't know what he was thinking there. He actually was in a brain-neutral position.
Back to Vucevic. Over Drummond. That one's good, and the Piston lead is cut down now to just 12 points with the basket from Vucevic. Johnson the screen. Back to Griffin. Drummond in the post. Vucevic defending, and that one's good. Drummond's got 10 points in just the second half. The Magic trail by 14. And Augustine kicks to Vucevic. Orlando moving the ball around. Fades and shoots. And that one hits back iron.
Man, right play, wrong result on that one. Generally, you knock those down.
Not much else you can do there. I mean, that's what you want. Too bad they weren't able to finish it off.
And stolen by Fournier. And stolen by Drummond. And it's Drummond with the jam.
Let the big dog eat. Love seeing Drummond throw it down like that. Beautiful.
Ross dishes to Fournier. Poked loose, and the call will be against Fournier. That's his first foul. Pistons leading by 16. Johnson the screen. The pass to Drummond. Shoots over Vucevic. Shoots a fader.
And Gordon.
Is that beautiful?
Not surprised at all. He's shooting it well and scoring points in bunches.
Johnson, the pass to Griffin. And the slam by Blake Griffin.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
The Magic trail by 20. Ross with it, and it's Johnson picking him up. No good from Ross. And the foul called on Terrence Ross. That's his first foul. And Clark, we've heard the term empty stats for players that put up big numbers but didn't impact the game to the same level of those numbers. What do you think about empty stats?
I'm mixed on empty stats. Clearly some stats impact winning more than others, but in this day of analytics, some of the stats that apparently document impacting winning may be overdone as well. Statistics are statistics. They're part of the game, and you evaluate them in the context of a number of variables. So they're here to stay. Empty is probably too strong because they're part of the game.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Andre Drummond.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
The lift he got from this home crowd has been obvious. There's nothing fans love more than getting a big game out of someone other than one of their stars. Orlando's gotten just 1 of 4 three-pointers to go down for them here in the fourth. Picked by Vucevic. And Augustine kicks to Vucevic. Over Drummond, and it's Vucevic missing.
And they just tried everything to stem the tide here, but nothing seems to work.
Yeah, they can't find anything. They're lost right now. Everything working against them.
And Jackson gets it to go.
Obviously, a mix-up defensively on that possession.
So far, we've seen them be a bit careless with the ball.
Simply put, out of control is how they played thus far. They're going to have to reel it in and show some more discipline.
Now, that's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Textbook defense all around. Nice job at contesting the shot without fouling, and that's how you do it. Well done.
Clock at 6. The feed to Griffin. Over Gordon. Shot is good off the back rim and in. Griffin's got 10 points in the quarter.
The tenacity, the attention to detail, it's why these guys are in complete control.
And you know what, Greg? They are crushing it on both ends. I mean, in total control right now.
Here's Kennard. He's guarded by Fournier. There's the screen to the middle. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Pistons.
As one-sided as it gets today, you know, there were some dominant moments in about every facet of this game for that team.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, it's hard to think of what didn't go right for them. Game planning by the coaches, execution by the players, everything was just on target.
So looking at the season total, this will be their 17th win.
And this is a great way for them to kick off this season series. 2 more games ahead, and they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
Greg, I don't think it'll play out quite that simply, though. The team coming out on the losing end of game 1 is just that much more motivated to get even in game 2 and 3. So I think the edge goes to the losing team.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Andre Drummond.
Well, he was swatting shots all game long, really owned the defensive end and got a ton of blocks and really protected that rim.
Second free throw, no good. And Terrence Ross with probably his best season in 2016-17. Shot a career high from the field.
And Kevin, I think he can continue to even get better. I mean, with his bounce, I'd like to see him develop the mid-range shot in addition to his ball handling, because that's a little loose. If he tightens the ball handling up, this guy can get to the rim and become a real force offensively.
Smith dishes to Galloway. Johnson outside. Pass to Tolliver. Over to the left wing. 4 on the shot clock. Let's go. But he gets it back.
And that's a nice job on the offensive glass there. That'll let them work the clock even more.
Galloway, the pass to Drummond. That's good, and so Galloway with the assist.
I'll tell you what, the energy in this arena, you can feel it.
Big time. I mean, it's amazing. Their crowd letting them hear it, and that's always inspiring. They want to see this thing get wrapped up.
Mack, no luck. And so it's the Pistons taking care of business here. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team by far tonight.
And you got to commend this sort of dominance, particularly here at home. It's a great feeling when you play almost a perfect game and to have that crowd be so pumped up.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Blake. It really looked like you guys were on a string defensively, 5 guys. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, everybody came out and did a great job, and we're contesting shots, which forced them to miss more shots, and make sure we had a hand in their face, and then we got rebounds and got on the open court and hit shots.
Yeah, it certainly looked like you made them fail you tonight, Blake, and it led to the win. Back to you, Kevin.
David, thank you as always. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.